With an impressive anti-gravity design and a modular laser system that allows you to quickly measure anything, the M-Cuve 2 anti-gravity laser level literally sticks to anything and makes your home DIY a breeze. So hit subscribe now and we'll check out what this thing can do. So full disclosure before we get started though, the video is sponsored by M-Cuve and they've sent me the M-Cuve 2 to showcase to you guys. So in a nutshell, the M-Cuve 2 has a vacuum system that allows you to stick to walls or ceilings and allows you to quickly line up or measure anything. Now I've got the Ultra combo here, which includes the M collection bag and lots of modular magnetic accessories including the laser measure, the floor planner, the bilateral laser and the scale roller, making it an incredibly versatile system, and there's even a phone app to make things much easier. So we're going to start off with the basic operation. If I press and hold the knob, it turns on, and then I just hold the knob for a couple of seconds to start the vacuum. I can then hold it against the surface and it's going to increase the vacuum to stick it to the surface. Now it's constantly monitoring the pressure so it's not going to fall off, and even on surfaces that are a bit rough like my plasterboard wall and it is a little bit hard to stick to, it's going to keep increasing that vacuum when it needs to stay against the wall. Now another great feature is that if you're sticking to something really rough that requires a lot of vacuum and it is causing a little bit of vibrations, you can triple tap the knob to enter low vibration mode where you carry out the measurements you need, and it's able to stay in this mode for 10 minutes. But to be fair, even on my rough plasterboard wall where it does need to keep increasing the vacuum, you can see it keeps pumping the vacuum to stay stuck, but there's still no vibrations visible in my laser level. Now there's also a warning sound along with a red LED if any severe pressure loss is detected, so you can act quickly and take it off. Now the suction pad is also washable, so you can keep it clean and keep it sticking effectively, and they also offer an enhanced suction pad in the accessories kit. Now once it's on the wall, you can use the knob to change between a vertical or a horizontal laser level, or you can also have both at the same time. And of course, when it's attached to the wall, you can easily rotate the device with your hand. And on the device itself, we've got 2 spirit levels, so you can make sure you are 100% accurately aligned. So that's the suction cup out of the way, but where the M-Cuve really shines is all of the modular accessories. So to start with, we'll insert the M-Cuve laser level, and this allows you to measure level and distance at the same time, which makes things like hanging multiple pictures on the same wall a breeze. Now when you attach it to the wall, it first needs to be calibrated, and all you have to do is align it straight like this and just press OK. Now you can see all of the measuring options that we've got on screen, and you can either use the touchscreen with your finger or you can also control it with the knob. So if I press the laser, you can see we've now got laser measurements. Now we can tap the green button to change the laser lines, and we've got the laser measurement at the top with the angle at the bottom, and you can also choose in the app if you want this to be imperial or metric or both. And you can then just tap the measurements at the top to change them, but I'm in the UK, so I kept it to metric, and it means I can easily switch between millimeters, centimeters and meters. And when you've got a measurement, you can press the button on the side of the M-Cuve to lock that measurement value in, or if you're using the app, you can also send it to the app, and you can even quickly create a big list of different measurements. Now you can also use the app in a remote control mode, so instead of selecting these settings from the touchscreen, we select it on our phone instead, and I can see this being really useful for certain installations. Now the laser also measures from the center of the M-Cuve, and the accessories kit comes with a centermate that you can place on the wall first to make sure you're 100% aligned with that center point on the wall, then you just place the M-Cuve on top. So the next feature we've got is horizontal and vertical, and this is great for working with diagonal distances, and it's going to show you the direct distance diagonally as well as the horizontal and the vertical distance. We've got point-to-point measurements where you select point 1, then select point 2, and it's going to show you the distance between those 2 points. And we've got the center finder as well that's going to find the center point between any 2 objects, even if there's a bit of rotation. And all you've got to do is point it at the first point, lock in the value, then point it at the second point and lock in that value, and then we can turn the device to find the center, and the on-screen display is going to guide you and tell you exactly when you found that midpoint. So this is great maybe if you wanted 3 frames on the wall and wanted them evenly spaced out diagonally down. Now, as well as all of these features, we can also remove the laser measurer from the cup and use it as a standalone laser measure, or we can also use it with these magnetic modular attachments. So for the main unit, you can see we've got the laser, we've got min-max, big number, stakeout, indirect height, double indirect height, indirect length, angle finder, level, area measurement, wall area measure, and volume. If we attach the bilateral laser, we now get a new option which allows us to take measurements from either side of the device. And we can do this handheld, or we could attach it to a tripod with a mount on the bottom. And then we've also got the ability to add the laser level as well. And there's also a spirit level on the laser to ensure you're perfectly straight. Now, if you've got something a little bit more awkward to measure, we've got the scale roller. In this, you just clip onto the laser level, and now you've got a roller that I can press to measure precisely. Now, while I'm holding down the button, it's going to keep adding to the measurement, and if I let go of the button, it stops, so you can keep adding separate measurements if you need to, and then lock it in when you're done. So this is going to be really useful if you've just got some awkward materials that you need to measure quickly. Now finally, we've got the floor planner, and this allows you to quickly plan out a room and get the size and shape with accurate measurements. We can also use the joystick to add any corners, and the great thing about this is you can also do it at angles, so if you come across any strange angles in a room, it's not going to be a problem. And the great thing is here, we get the room plan on the display, or we can also upload and use it with the smartphone app. And when it comes to the unboxing, if I open up the box, you can see I've got the ultimate combo here with the M collection bag. So if we first open up the bag, you can see we've got the anti-gravity M-Cube. Next up, we've got the scale roller, the bilateral laser, the floor planner, and then finally, we've got the main M-Cube laser measurer. Now we've then got a small bag with the USB-C cable for charging, as well as some wipes. And then in this envelope, we've got all of the quick start guides for the various different pieces. And then I've also got the accessories kit, and this comes with the pinhole attachment, the ultra suction cup, the center hole finder, and a magnetic attachment as well. Now when it comes to charging, only the main laser measure unit and the anti-gravity unit need to be charged. They're charged via USB-C, and they can be charged independently, or if you attach them together, you can charge them both at once together. And then all of the modular attachments just run from the power of the main laser. So overall, I think it's a great solution, and it means that simple tasks like hanging a few pictures on the wall can be completed in seconds, and then more complex tasks working with diagonals and even spacing, etc. becomes much easier, and you're also able to measure things much more accurately. Now the additional accessories just add to the versatility of the whole device, and I mean whatever measurement you need for the job, you know one of these is going to help you take them quickly. Now of course, I've placed a link to the M-Cube 2 down in the description below, so you can go ahead and grab yours today. And hopefully I've covered everything in today's video, but of course if there's anything I've missed or you've got any questions at all, then just ask them in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with the latest tech.